Hey, this is Jeff at Battlefish. It is May 23rd, Tuesday. We've got thunderstorms all day today. We're going to keep an eye on the weather. Some clouds building here and there. Nothing on the radar yet. I'm at Goodby's Creek. I got a good bunch of mullet. Probably a couple dozen mullet, so that'll last me a day or two. Going to my usual spot. Yesterday I hooked up with a very large jack. A school of jacks were around my bait. Hooked up with a big one. He pulled the hook though. Caught one. Smaller one, good fight. Probably 5 or 6 pounds for a jack. That's pretty good. And then lost something big. I think it was a garfish. Cut through my mono leader. And the reason I think it was a gar is gars pick up a bait and then they don't run with it. They kind of just mosey along with it real slowly while they're figuring out, I guess, what to do with it. And I had garfish hitting my mullet all day yesterday. It was pretty scarred up by the time this one got it. When I went to set the hook, the line broke at the leader. 50-pound test mono broke pretty close to the hook, and it was frayed for about, I don't know, 7 or 8 inches. So I'm guessing he had it in his beak. And as you know, garfish have all those teeth in their beak. So never run into any sharks here in the river, so I doubt it was a shark. Just never have in the years I've been fishing here. So. The garfish are kind of the sharks of the St. John's. So the video from yesterday should post tonight, I hope. Appreciate you watching, and keep on watching. Thank you. No jumping out. I said no jumping out. One short and shallow, one long and deep. So, you might be wondering why I wear gloves all the time. These are the best ones I have found. And believe it or not, I get them at Ross Dress for less, but they've got them online on eBay's got them too. You can buy like a half a dozen for like, I don't know, $15. And the reason I like these is because they have a long wrist, and it has stayed. The elastic has held up really well. The good grippers, and the reason I wear gloves is because of braid line. When I wasn't wearing gloves and I'd get snagged, I was tearing up my hands, pulling the braid line off. The snag, and sometimes you got to break the line, and you know, when you're using 20 and 30 pound test or even 60 pound test line, you're not going to break it. So really cuts into your hands badly. Plus the fish cut you, even redfish and their spiky dorsal fin. So that's why I wear gloves, keep my hands in good shape and I don't get poked. And if you cut off the fingers, leave a little bit of that stuff there and it won't fray. If you do cut it off too short, you can put some super glue on there and keep it from fraying. But if you cut it just short of the black part there, leave that black part intact. And they hold up really well. I have about 3 pair of these now, and I can always order some online. So they hold up really well. My trim and tilt quit working yesterday. It's been working sort of intermittently. So I went online to look and see what the problem could be, and it said switch. Trim and tilt on the motor worked fine, so and the trim and tilt mechanism is fine, so not leaking. I had fixed that about a year ago. Rebuilt the trim and tilt myself. And anyway, I started taking it all apart, which I should not have done. I should have checked the wiring first. So I got in there, finally got in there to pull the wiring out, and one of the wires was broke. Actually, the power wire was broke. There's a pink or red, green, and blue wire, and they use male-female connectors. And so I had to solder those two wires together, as opposed to using the plug. I was going to put a plug in, but I thought, no, I'll just solder it together. So I soldered that together, put some dielectric grease on there, on the other 2 plugs, plugged them in, and voila, it worked. So I had to put the whole damn thing back together, which, by the way, is not easy. It is not easy taking apart this controller at all. And I got a screw here. I can't even get that screw out. So I had taken it apart here. I don't know what I would have done if I would have had to replace the switch. I don't even know how the switch can go bad. The switch is completely sealed. So maybe it wears out inside, but certainly water doesn't get in it, that's for sure. So if your trim and tilt quits working and it's still working at the motor, check your wiring first, your connections from the wiring of the trim and tilt to the trim and tilt onto your dash. It's a red, green, light green, and blue wire if it's a Yamaha. And check that first. Okay, good. The baits are staying separated. This one's out swimming over here on the surface. I like that. Making a little head wake. This one's a little deeper. We are in 8 feet of water. 100 yards from shore. Heading into an outgoing tide. A little bit of wind behind us. We're kind of blocked by the wind over here. The wind is blocked by the land. I can't believe I got all those mullet on blind casts. I saw some mullet jump, and I just started throwing the cast net. And what I love about when you catch some mullet, you can actually feel them hitting the net through the, if you keep the rope pulled a little snug, you can feel them hitting the net, so you know you got something. So I must have got about 2 dozen. That should last me a couple days. The weather says only 30% chance of rain by noon. It wasn't true yesterday. It rained. That's the boathouse I hid in right there. Oh, look at that. Something big just swirled over there. What was that? Probably a garfish. Garfish, the sharks of the St. John's. I like going against the tide. It keeps the baits behind the boat. Keeps lines from getting tangled too much. This mullet's keeping a good pace. That one's bouncing the rod, that's good. The tide's not real strong around this point, so it's not too terrible. I'm on number 4 doing half a mile an hour or so. So if you're wondering, I use the Sony FDR 3000X video cams, action cams. Sony doesn't make them anymore. I've got 3 of them. You can still pick up some used ones in fairly good condition for about $400. I think they sold new for about $600 or $700. They're absolutely the best action cams. You can see I got backup battery plugged in. They're splash proof without the case. They have a waterproof case that comes with them. In China, I found these 3D printed caps where I can affix polarized lenses to them, circular polarized filters, and that greatly increases the visibility into the water, so I get some pretty good shots of fish. Last year, one of the tarpon I caught or hooked, I don't remember if I caught him or not, but he hit it right at the boat. I mean, he came up, turned on his side, and whacked the bait right at the boat, and it would have been an awesome video. But that time I didn't have backup batteries, and I wasn't turning the video on until I had a fish on. So now I'm running the camera all the time, which uses a tremendous amount of memory. I got a 256 gigabyte card in each camera, so I get about 10 hours of video. But the videos are huge because they're running all day. And when I get a fish on and catch a fish or lose a fish or some action, I turn the cameras off and restart them, so then I know when I go to edit the video that the action's at the end of that slice of video. Kind of a trick I learned videoing my daughter's soccer games. I used to, if you go through my videos, you'll see a lot of soccer games. If you got sons or daughters in soccer, you might want to watch some of the videos. They're pretty awesome. So after a goal, I would stop the video, start the video again, and turn it off right away, so I knew that there was a goal right before the short video when I was looking at post-production, my editing part. So little tricks of the trade. It's big, whatever it is. Feels like a jack. Yep. Big jack. Those head shakes. Man, it's big. gotta be a garfish again. Damn it. They sure are exciting. This one I got. Must be Jack's. Doubled up. Oh, big Jack's. He's got this one all right. I can't do much about it. Gotta get this one in. Yep. Big Jack. And this one is wrapped around the boat. I thought they were garfish, but obviously Jack's. This is why putting 2 rods out is pain. Brother and sister. On the Crazy Croaker, what have I got? That's probably a jack. I think it's a jack. He hasn't jumped yet. Feels like a jack. Don't get any other line, please. Shit. He's out. Okay. Color. I think this is the first jack I've caught on Crazy Croaker. God, I haven't even seen him yet. Yeah, definitely a jack. I can feel him pumping. Come on. Okay, there's the leader. Yep, big jack. Come on. Ah, shit. Come on. definitely as big as the last one.